welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Well, now we are tracking some breaking inputs from the international grounds, where Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has now said that he is ready to resign as the leader if it actually meant it brought peace to his country, suggesting he would swap it for NATO membership. These are the latest inputs that we're tracking from the ground, where Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is now willing to resign as the leader if it meant it would bring peace to his own country. These are latest inputs that we are tracking from the ground, where Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's willingness to resign for NATO membership largely underscores the desperation for a peace in a war-torn country. These are latest inputs that we're tracking from the ground, and to get us a better perspective on the entire situation, we'll try and connect with our senior correspondent, Akanksha Swaroop. Now, Akanksha joins us on the broadcast. A very good morning, Akanksha. Zelensky's willingness to resign for NATO membership underscores largely the desperation for peace in the war-torn country. How might Zelensky's statement impact, one, Ukraine's domestic politics, and second, his own presidency?
Right. I think it's important to keep in mind that this is coming at a very critical juncture during the talks where we've seen a tectonic shift in the U.S. administration towards Russia. And we are also learning that there may be a meeting between the U.S. President and the Russian President Vladimir Putin to happen anytime soon. Remember, the European Union and in fact the NATO countries have been rallying behind the Ukrainian President Zelensky that, there can be no such peace talk without the participation of the Ukrainian President. And so of late we've heard because Zelensky has not really, been that obedient one for Donald Trump. He's really earned Donald Trump's ire, who has in fact referred to the Ukrainian president as a dictator. He's also gone on to say that, the Ukrainian president doesn't want elections in his country. Remember, in his defense, the Ukrainian president has always maintained that there have been no elections because the country has been at war. The martial law has been imposed, and majority of the country can't go to vote if they are involved in a war. So now, as far as this entire controversy is concerned, when he's gone on to say that I'm willing to vacate my position if for NATO membership, should be kept in mind that there's tremendous pressure on the Ukrainian president as we speak. He's also talked about how Donald Trump wants the $500 billion figure that has been in fact granted to Ukraine as war aid to be returned in the form of some deal, because the US is trying very hard to gain access to Ukrainian minerals. Right now they are trying to work on that deal, but the Ukrainian president has very much maintained that any form of grant coming in from the United States cannot be looked at as charity money. It was grant, and that is not charity money, and that the expectation that Ukraine returns that $500 billion is in fact terribly unfair. At the same time, at the heart of this entire statement is Ukraine's concern for NATO membership. They want NATO membership because then only can they seek that kind of military support from NATO, which right now NATO is unable to provide because Ukraine is not part of NATO. At the same time, that NATO membership is going to be very difficult, because remember, under this membership, then all of NATO will be obliged to defend Ukraine, and tomorrow Russia can proceed further and even attack the other NATO members.
Right, Akanksha, thank you so much for bringing in all those details. Well, these statements clearly define the complexity of Ukraine's relationship with Russia and the West. Now, we'll keep coming back to you, Akanksha, for more latest on this, but now we